guys, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe, like, and share and comment if you have any questions. Let's get pretty. So I'm gonna do my makeup and I'm gonna just talk about my 5 year of celibacy. So let's get pretty into. Oh, mine is two mistakes. Man, I gotta like tell the truth, right? Oh, so today, not today. I've been had these, but I'm gonna use this today. See what they do. So it's like totally thunderstorming right now, which I so freaking love. My daughter got up at like 6:30 in the morning. It was storming, like storming. I'm like, girl, I didn't know what was going on. I just heard her. I didn't know what she was trying to open the window. She like me. I love the storm. I just sit out there, which I did once I woke up. I went like up on my patio. I think when it's storm, I think either something powerful happened, some powerful forces happen, and like the gods and goddesses up there, they are extremely happy, or they extremely sad. One of the other. Yeah. So it's straight thunderstorming right now. I thought it was gonna stop. They said about like 7 it was gonna stop. It was still going. Yeah, so let's talk. Let's talk about my 5 year journey minus two mistakes. One mistake was just a one time thing. The other one lasts for like 2 weeks. Within the 5 years, I'm talking about. So I had sex within the 5 years twice with two different people. One just one time, and the other one was just for 2 weeks. Like, how the fuck did that happen? Okay. It was a journey, y'all. I'm telling you, I have grown so much spiritually just upon this journey. Just upon this journey, right? So it truly just became something spiritual for me. Like when I first like made that decision, okay, I was with an ex before that for like 8 years, right? Come in. Oh, right. Yeah, it's raining. You want to call? Huh? I told y'all she woke up for the rain. She woke up early as hell. Yeah, and people always be like, "You not spiritual because I cuss and shit." I guess they ain't used to that from a spiritual person. But I just learned how to combine, because like I wasn't always like I was very religious. I wasn't like spiritual. So it was like I had to find a middle ground, a mayat to, the balance of me. So how could I stay me with my personality, but still keep my spirituality where I could be yoke, even. And this how it became, just me. You know what I'm saying? But I do a lot of spiritual shit. You see what I'm talking about? It's a difference. But I'm very spiritual, very in tune. Okay. Okay. So I'm just filling up in my eyebrows because y'all already know the routine. I think I'm gonna do some color today. Now y'all know I'm not like super perfect with this. But I make it do what it do, baby. Okay, so anywho, so I started my journey, which I'm not gonna get up in that relationship shit, but it would last for 8 years and shit like that. With my hands itching, money coming, my hands itching. Where that money at? Okay, anywho, so I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I want to do it different this time. Like, I really want to put God in it. No, and I just really want to go. Like, I was already dealing with a lot of spiritual stuff. I was dealing with a shift. And once this happened, I was kind of like in my rock bottom stage. So, literally, I was just being called to just let go of things and just become fully dependent on God, right? And this time, I'm like, when I do it, I'm not just out here just being with no damn body, because 8 years not married, nothing, no, nothing grown from that, nothing built from that 8 year relationship. I'm like, I'm not doing that no more. Like, if I get up in a relationship, it got to be my husband. I'm not wasting no more time on. Yeah, I could be out here. I could be better. I could be yelling on. Woo, fucking up on everything that come my way and shit like that. But it's nothing spiritual about that. It's nothing that's gonna have grow my soul. And it's like once you know better, you do better, right? So spiritually, because I'm so spiritually in tune, I get whooped for that. Like literally, like literally, that's what happened when those two mistakes happened. I got whooped for even just making those mistakes. Like the universe had whooped my ass to not to do it again and literally wait for my husband, right? But it's growing pains. I'm telling y'all that should be growing pains. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait. So I used to have this fairy tale idea about love and just how the universe work, right? Especially about me being in an 8 year relationship. Like I ain't never cheated on buddy ass. I'm not a cheater. I'm naturally just a one woman's being. And I think I get that from my grandma. She was with her husband shit all my life. Shit, I knew. All my life I knew. You feel me? They was together for like 40 some years. So they was together for a long time. So I get a lot of that. Country, Triana, what's my number? So I get a lot of that from my grandma. And like my grandma is like totally old school. Like this is how she is. Like even when she cooked, you feel me, upon Thanksgiving and stuff like that, the men sit at their own table and the women cater the food to the men. You get what I'm saying? And we sit up on the couches and shit, but they sit at the tables like kings. And she cooked two different dishes. She cooked one dish is specifically just for the man, for them to sit at their table. So it just be, the table of men's kings. And the women have to serve them and shit like that. So I naturally just grew up like that. You know what I'm saying? Saying that. So that's how I always envision, right? I used to have this once I get out that 8 year relationship, then I was celibate for like 2.5 years, about 2.5 years, or maybe 3 years, no, about 2.5 years when I made the first mistake. And I thought, like, when I finally, because it's not like I like literally talk on the phone with men and shit like that. I don't entertain. That's some shit I just don't do. And people are like, how you ever supposed to find a man if you don't even talk to a man? Because that could be true. That could be true. But I just don't feel like I need to entertain a nigga. You feel me? That will lead to fuckery ass shit. I just feel like when it happens, it's gonna happen. Maybe I'm still being fairy tale about that part. I don't know. I'm still indecisive. So when I first met, you know, I'm not really knowing the game. So I'm kind of like back fresh, right? Because I ain't been out there. You feel me? And y'all know I literally stay in the house, right? So I'm thinking, Child, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I'm like, I'm thinking I can just tell my business venture to a motherfucker who I meet, who I feel like it's a connection, right? We gonna link, we gonna grow, and we gonna do this shit, right? No, it's life taught me some tough lessons. But like after we did what we did, when I was when it was happening, it wasn't right. I felt so empty. I knew it wasn't right. Then they weren't even talking about nothing. It was just that, I wasn't fulfilled in any way. Right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So maybe like 8 months later, 8 months later, I don't know. I guess I had that feeling up on me, like I just really was ready to leave a relationship. But it was like, damn, it's been 3 years minus that one mistake. Then it was like I'm ready. I just thought I can just say I'm ready and just try to do some shit up on my own, right? I ain't want to wait. I ain't want to wait for God and shit to send my husband. You feel me? I thought, okay, well, this got to be it. I can make this person into my husband or some shit like that. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. But I wound up getting pregnant from the situation. I ain't fit to go into all these details about it, right? And no, it was like just terrible. Like God whooped my ass because for once, if I would have waited for my husband, it would have been done correctly, right? That's the main reason why God was like, wait for your husband. Secondly, I wound up having like a rainbow fucking baby because my tube was tied. So I didn't even think I can have kids, but I wound up losing that baby, which it probably was meant to happen. You feel me? Because it wasn't meant. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't meant, and I'm just really protected up in these seasons, right? So yeah, I was kind of hurt because I love kids, and I didn't think I can have another baby. But I think it was because I haven't had sex in so long. I didn't have sex in so long. So once I did, I became real fertile. That's what it had to happen. Right. So that was like 2+ years ago. Yeah. So God like really had to show me some shit. So then that's when I realized, wait a minute, I'm doing this shit wrong. I can't like you I have to be I naturally was saying that, and I just thought maybe these niggas had some up there, how they was talking at first, but I think I was working more so off sexual energy than the mental and the physical. I thought that was gonna come next, right? Naturally, right? I just thought naturally that is how it was gonna happen, but no, baby, shit do not work like that. So I'm like, oh, okay, okay. So they didn't even feed me spiritual, mentally, nor emotionally. And then I realized I have to truly, God whipped me so bad that I realized I had to wait for my yoke. Like then I learned what do I really want in a man, right? Because at first I'm just saying I want these things, but I still really did not even know what I wanted up in a man, right? So those experiences taught me, like, for one, just because I can't put no time up on it. I told y'all because I was kind of going through like a midlife crisis, maybe like a few weeks ago. Like a couple of days, I was kind of like in my feels because I felt like, oh, like is I'm wasting time, or did I lose a lot of like, did I miss out upon a major part of my life? Because half of the time, these past 5 years, okay, I wasn't dating. So I kind of looked at it like I kind of lost 5 years, but then again, I really didn't lose 5 years because during this time I've been just doing a lot of growing and self knowledge and just really mentally and physically knowing thyself, right? And if you could be by yourself alone for 5 years, trust me, you can master anything. You can master anything. So now you literally become whole, right? Because you're not dependent upon nobody to fulfill you emotionally, mentally, or spiritual, right? You already got those. So when you do find your yoke, they just add that value to it, right? They don't take from it. That's why you have to find a yoke, right? Because the beings that I came across was kind of low vibrational beings, and they really didn't fit up in a alignment with who the fuck I am and who I was becoming. And they definitely didn't deserve the things I had to offer. You feel me? Because I really am a good woman. I'm naturally a nurturer at heart. I guess it's from just catering to my kids and seeing my grandmama cater to like my granddaddy like that. So it just taught me to naturally like how people be so like, oh my God, submissive. That's like, what's the word? Like if in my life or just the women's I was around, it's not no such thing as, I don't know, it's like we just grew up like that's how it's supposed, I don't know, like that's how I was taught, like that's how it's supposed to be. So it's not unnormal, like it don't feel like a burden for me to want to cater to my man. Actually, I love catering. I love catering to my man. That's another reason why I had to be so careful, because all men do not deserve that type of treatment. I'm so serious. All men do not deserve a bitch that's going to cater to them and treat them like a king, because every man is not on motherfucking king status, period. Right? Then you will literally be exhausted pouring into a man like that. And if a man is not pouring back into you like that, you will be kind of overwhelmed and feel like, damn, this an ungrateful ass nigga. You feel me? But it's a difference when you find your yoke. You gotta find somebody that's balanced you and literally you gonna somebody that's gonna help lead you too. I don't need to be the fucking leader. Show me some shit. I'm the female. That's what alpha mans do. They lead you. They show you shit. Now I can probably teach him some shit too. You know what I'm saying? I can teach him some shit along the way, but I don't want to be the head core of leading. You feel me? I don't want that. Trying to see what I'm gonna do today. I think I'm gonna do this one. Maybe this one. Let's try that. So I don't want to be the fucking leader, but we can, teach each other how to grow. And ultimately, my mate gonna have to respect my input. I ain't gonna say he gonna have to respect all of it, but he's gonna have to respect the shit I bring to the table. I don't want nobody just to look at me as no fucking housewife. You feel me? I'm naturally that though, but I want you to respect the knowledge I have to offer, because I'm more than that. I'm way more than that. I'm way more than that. That's another thing why I just stopped having sex, because that can blind you from really your mission and your purpose. That can blind you from you and your mate growing how y'all need to grow. Because it comes more so then of a sexual thing. You feel me? Now it's like I want to be stimulated up here. Fuck me up there. Like fuck my man up there. I like that shit. It turns me on. Right? And then that ultimately being a bond, right? Because a bond is way more powerful than sex. When you got a bond, you can get through anything together, right? It's true. When you got a bond, you can get through a lot of shit together. Because it's bigger than that. And that's what the spiritual journey is. When God seen you your counterpart, right? The process was to make you appreciate and value when God seeing that one, right? Okay, because you had to go through a lot of shit. You knew that this shit just didn't come easy. You know that it wasn't easy for you to find that one, right? Your yoke, your counterpart, right? So now once it's sent, you value it, right? So you're not just willing to let it go, right? So when y'all go through ups and downs, you know, that connection is way bigger than you, right? You knew what it took for God to even let you connect with that being, right? You knew how many forces had to suppress you so you won't connect with that being. Then to finally be able to connect with that being spiritually. And that's what celibacy to me. It makes you it makes you it makes you so tuned in to the connection spiritually, right? Because now it's not about you. It's not you're not dealing with your lower vibration, right? You're not just trying to fuck up on anything. You're not just trying to get pleasure. Or you're not selling for the little shit, right? Because like you have a purpose, right? You have a purpose for the greater good, right? And your mate is literally your purpose. Y'all are literally establishing a great partnership, right? Somewhere where you can grow and build. You know that this connection is now bigger than you, right? So it's hard once you become upon a spiritual journey for you to not settle. You will get convicted, and naturally, when you just up in alignment, it's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. And maybe you just haven't connected with that person yet throughout the years because you still had a lot of growing to do, or you still had some things to work on before you was able to connect with that person and in order to fill those shoes of being that person counterpart and the right person for that person. So you might had to literally heal some stuff spiritually, or maybe you was dealing with a lot of baggage from past relationships before you able to connect with a person upon that caliber. You had to literally mentally, physically, emotionally heal some things, right? That will literally prolongs the process, right? But the obedience in it is amazing, right? And once the divine connected, is splendor. It's like it's magic. It's splendor, right? So because you knew you had to wait for this, you had to go through a couple of frogs to get there. You feel me? Ain't fit just be pussy popping on the handstand. You feel me? Because that's how it happened. You still want to just keep it open. You don't want to be jumping from this person, just this person, this person, and this person. You want to kind of stay open so whatever it is can either return, backtrack, or be able to come through. So you got to leave things that don't serve you alone. You feel me? Because it's not for the greater good, right? So now you operating off. Now your spiritual journey, you found your yoke. I'm pretty sure he probably had to go through the same shit as you, right? For y'all to even connect upon the same vibration is splendor, right? So now y'all been fully alignment with this. When once y'all meet, boom, y'all create this spontaneous energy, right? It's like magic. It's like the fifth element, right? It creates this combustion, right? This powerful force around you, right? Once the two meet, right? It's some powerful shit. I'm telling you, it's some powerful shit. It's godly, right? So now you know that you're dealing with something spiritual. You're not dealing with the physical aspect of it. You're not dealing with the spiritual aspect of it, right? So you're not gonna just be like, oh, I'm trying to see if I want to do this glitter up on top. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to see if I want to do this glitter up on top. Now, don't be talking about my teeth. Two more months. No, it ain't even 2 more months. It's like a month and like 2 weeks. Put that bag up on my teeth. I hope you hoes know it ain't cheap. Because I don't think I'm gonna do this with glitter. But should I do it before? Yeah. So yeah, so I'm trying to see, do I put the glitter on first or last? I don't know. Okay, yeah, but anywho, so it creates the fifth element, this powerful combustion when the two come together, when those vibrations come together. Right? So now you making that commitment because I'm not dating to be nobody's girlfriend. I'm dating to be a wife, right? So I know that once this happens, I know for sure this gonna be my husband, right? I know for a fact this gonna be my husband. This what the journey about, right? So now you know. So you're not gonna just once you deal with a couple of hiccups, and maybe now you probably mature enough to handle those hiccups. Well, at first, you feel me? If you didn't go through the shit you went through, or had to experience the shit that you went through, you'll be like, fuck that shit. You feel me? I could find this shit a damn a dozen. You feel me? Like fuck it. Fuck this motherfucker. You feel me? But it's rare to find your yoke. I don't give a fuck. Rare, very rare. And the spiritual work, the healing and spiritual work you have to do, and for those spirits to come together, especially up on that level, it's something real powerful. So we're not fit to be like, oh, I can find another you, you my nigga, and fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that's not fucking true. You know that this is something divine. You just know the process of what all you had to go to get it, so you value it that much more. So you ain't fit to throw up in no towel. Hell no, you fit to work this shit out. We fit to work this shit out. We fit to, you know what I'm saying, pray up on it. That's how we get spiritually up in tune, right? That's why I got to be a spiritual partnership. You feel me? They got to have a mindset like you. Okay, so we fit to work this out. We fit to go tap into the ether. We ain't fit to put he, she, or me up in our shit. We gonna deal with this shit together, right? And conquer it, and eventually conquer it, right? But you gotta have that mindset. You gotta have that mindset, right? So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Mhm. Y'all know I can't talk. Man, I gotta focus on my eyes. So I just started becoming conscious and aware. You know, I just started being guided with from the ancestors, right? Upon my journey. I wanted to take that journey because it's a choice if you want to take that journey. You know what I'm saying? But spiritual journey is of alignment, and you literally become whole. You become seat. You become one, right? And ultimately, you may have some good shit or just a calling upon you to fulfill. And sometimes you can't even fulfill that calling all the way until you literally intertwine with your counterpart. It's crazy, but it's true. Because remember, it's a partnership. It's literally, it really is a partnership. It's a contract. So once you learn that, you just start, you don't waste your energy upon low vibrational beings, right? And how many people can control that? Like people that say all the time, they be thinking I'm lonely. And it's like, I'm not lonely. What makes you think I'm fucking lonely? I am a-okay. I am so at peace with being alone. But I'm also got this here, but I'm also grateful, you feel me? To have this type of peace. But I do know the process of waiting for the one. The one that God sent. You feel me? Not the one you choose to be with, not the one you settle for, not the one that's just giving you good dick. So you go up in the head. That's why I be like, sex can also hinder you from knowing a person true intent or how they is because you make excuses because you like that dick. But this man ain't growing you up in no other aspect. But you like, oh my And ultimately, you should want to be as pure as possible once you meet your husband. You feel me? Because just the spiritualness of that. You feel me? Just the spirit. Because imagine each person you literally encounter, you take upon their energy and their spirits and all that, right? So you not even clean. So you coming up in a relationship. Let's say if you is just fucking up on all these people, right? But you just yelling on, you don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck. You just yelling on, you just fucking. Even if you sneaky leaking, right? You sneaky links and but they don't mean nothing. They don't mean nothing. They just sneaky links. Why would you want to have some pointless ass relationships like that? Why would you want those type of energies up on you? But anywho, so let's say if you thinking like that, then when you finally do meet somebody, now you got all that trauma up on you, all that baggage, all that emotion, all them bitches who you're sneakily fucking on. You is literally dealing with all that. You wonder why you got all that energy up on you, all that trauma up on you, all the mood swings up on you. You don't know that you literally took and observed all those energies of those entities, right? So it's something real spiritual. You just gotta get very, 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 very much so spiritually in tune. So I think it's good to be as pure as possible. So now you clean from all that old baggage. You're not coming up in a relationship with trauma. You know what I'm saying? You coming up in a relationship whole. You coming up in a relationship knowing what you bring to the table. You coming up in a relationship at your best authentic self, right? Now you can thrive. Now the relationship can thrive because now y'all got the tools and the mindset to conquer anything that come up in y'all way, right? Y'all can conquer this shit, right? Because y'all got the mindsets to conquer it, right? And maybe you truly had to go through some shit to even recognize them once you come. You know what I'm saying? You had to go through some shit to know what you want, what you don't want, you know, to understand it, to value it when it comes, to have eyes to see it when it comes. Whereas as before, you probably would have overlooked it, or you probably like, this person ain't talking to me, this person, you feel me? Or some shit like that. Or if you was shooting a shot, you able to see it and be aware of it now. So that's just the beautiful thing about my journey, and I'm still waiting. You know, it's been 5 years. I'm still celebrating. I ain't rushing it. I have my moments because I'm like, damn, I'm getting older. No, and I want to be hugged too. I do. Like, I want that. Do I say do I be lonely sometimes? Yes. No, I'm only human. But I'm not lonely enough to lower my standards. That's the difference. You feel me? I'm not that type of lonely where I'm gonna just lower my standards. And I did that, and literally the universe kicked my ass. But I woke right the fuck up, and I learned from it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just consistently do stupid shit after I learned my lesson. That's the difference. So I think after that last encounter, God just had to put a little bit more time. Okay, you still need a little bit more growing. You still not ready for the shit that I had to, because you know, mentally I had to deal with that baggage. So now I just added more baggage, right? So now I had to mentally deal with that and get over that, right? Before I were to even encounter. Because maybe if I did make that mistake or go through that, right, I probably would have been more prepared. But since I had now added extra baggage and was disobedient and want to do shit my way, I got what? Now you got a little bit more time, right? So it's growing pains. Literally growing pains. And now I'm grateful for it because I'm mature enough for it. At first, and like different relationships taught me different things. I used to be a real jealous being. Like I used to be very much so jealous. Like jealous, right? Like it's alright to be a little jealous because that's just naturally when you love a person. But I'd be overly jealous where, you know, where it probably wouldn't last or thrive. Like it's alright to be a little jealous, just but to be overly jealous, that's not good for nobody, and it's quite toxic. You know, I had to realize I am my own person, and my mate is their own person, right? And they gonna have a life outside of me, especially if they call to do great things up in this world. You know, so also I believe that was the 5 year of celibacy too, was for too, for me to know how to be alone if my mate is not with me. What if I do have a high value man and he travels a lot of the time? He needs to be able to know he can trust in me. Okay, well, if she was celibate for 5 years, I know damn well while she with me, she gonna be celibate. Come on now, that's just common sense. So sometimes God just puts you in literally, he'll just design you for your husband. Not only for you, but for your husband to recognize who you are as well. So that's just major key right there. But you can't just be talking about, oh, I'm gonna get any nigga, and then you're on a spiritual journey. It don't work like that. I'm just letting you know. Once you make that decision, it's a decision, and things is not gonna work out how you think it is. God is not gonna allow you to do low vibrational things, and God is not gonna allow anybody to come up in that don't serve your higher good, even though you can't overstand that, and you probably like, damn, why am I still alone? It's just that you haven't got into that vibrational space that will allow those men that's of that type of vibration. You could be upon this vibration, but still surrounded by a lot of low vibrational men, right? So you just naturally can't connect. But once God allowed that space, some way for them portals to open, those keys to unlock those doors to get you to that next realm or that next dimension, then you can be able to now experience more people of your level as you grow and get into those environments and those fields, if that makes sense. So sometimes it have nothing to do with you. That's why you have to be mentally prepared for a lot of shit. And that's all this shit taught me, the mentally, the mental of it. Learning how to control those lower vibration entities, right? And only work of my higher vibration, of my higher self, right? That's something I mastered. That's something I had to, that was the journey about mastering, killing those lower vibrational, killing off the lower vibrational me in order to reach higher self, right? You're gonna lose a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? People ain't gonna see things your way when you growing like that. But you have to know who the fuck you are up in this. You really need to know thyself. Okay? Because if you know thyself, can't nothing move you. Can't nothing move you when you know thyself. You know who the fuck you are. Then you have to deal with a lot of ungodly people. People that's not dealing with their higher self and still working at a low vibrational frequency. So they not gonna see shit how you see it. And the shit how you see it, they're not gonna want to be around it because they're used to being up their lower selves. So now you becoming the odd one. Okay? Now you becoming the person where now they don't want to hear that shit. You feel me? Cause you ain't fitting into that box that motherfucker's trying to box you in. You feel me? Cause you no longer moving. You no longer moving of that vibration of that lower state, right? So you ain't clicking with motherfuckers like that, right? People can understand that's one reason why I'm always alone. And they be trying to make it seem like it's a bad thing. It's not a fucking bad thing that I'm alone. I love people. I love people. I really do love people. But it's hard to find your yoke who's operating of the vibration that you want. I'm not saying that I'm better or anything of that. But I just do a whole lot of more righteous shit than a lot of motherfuckers. Yeah. And a lot of motherfuckers ain't moving how I'm moving. So if you ain't moving how I'm moving, why would I want you around me? That means you lower my vibration. If I were to go into something and lower my vibration. Now I'm lowering my consciousness. I'm back working off my lower self. That's not no. If you want to be around me, come up to me. Meet me at my level. You have to rise your vibration in order to come in my space. Until then, you're gonna stay down there. Period. Away from me. And it's a difference because when you're working off entities and spirits, you literally dealing with different spirits and vibrations, right? Let's see what this do. Oh, my little nigga. Yeah, so it matters. I'm just trying to see, do I need all this brush? Ain't like I got hell of makeup on. Okay, I kind of like it though. Yeah, it's so storming outside. Yeah, so basically, that's just what it is. So that's my journey. I'm just content. At first, I was like, damn, when is gonna happen? But I just know I truly believe in divine timing, in God timing. You know what I'm saying? Divine timing and God timing. It's not what I want. Not none of that. I'm just being used. And then when God really want a union to form, both people got to be on the same page, right? So it's kind of like I'm literally just a being Paul's sake, just waiting. Could be for myself or it could be for my mate to, to get together or to even realize who I am. Or maybe I had to realize who he was. Vice versa. It was like both. So that's my. Then you become so pure, skin be clear. You ain't fucking up your pH balance. You ain't dating without purpose anymore. You're not settling for less. In anything you working with, you want it to be of God. You want to see what you is up in alignment with. So I stay gracious. All praise to Allah. Just for the journey. All praise to my ancestors. I'm consistently thanking them. I'm consistently thanking them. Right? Because it's literally a process. It's just it's a journey. But it's gonna allow you to value and appreciate it once you get it, right? You're gonna value it, you know? And I know I had to I probably needed that because baby, I wouldn't give a fuck. But now I know like this topic, right? I see the divine in it. Like when it do come, I'ma value it. And some shit, even though people think that, oh well, some shit just literally can feel easy. You know, you just be like, damn, like this, like this it, like you know, because you can been on went through so much for real shit that this person might not even bring none of the toxic shit to the table that you used to. So it literally feel like, damn, that's what make that shit feel like, yeah, this the one. This the fucking one. That's what I'm looking for. I had I used this script tip because that's like way too much. But fuck it. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, so people like, oh my god, you're not spiritual because I cuss very much so spiritual. Everything I do is spiritual. Everything I do is godly. Like it's some powerful shit happening now. I don't know what happened. I think that every time it's storm, I think that. Okay, we almost there. That's what I'm looking for. Well, so that's my journey. So I hope that inspire anyone who's thinking about becoming celibate, learning to have like I always say, a man who can master his lower self can be a powerful motherfucker. Like if you can master your lower self, because just imagine some of you men just stuck on anything, right? It's rare to hear a man saying like they holding out, they weighing, they not, you know what I'm saying, just fucking up on anything. It's rare, right? And when a man can master that, ooh, you know how much shit they can accomplish up in life and get done, you know, that type of man deserve king status. That's what I'm talking about. A man that deserve one of those women. Because I truly believe like that is something that God gives you with. Every man not supposed to have that. Trust me, I know. You know, that's why God made me become like I thought I was gonna be up in another relationship. I went from relationship to relationship. Like I'd be being nice decent amount of time relationships. But this time, God like no, you're not gonna just be up in a relationship, you know, for that amount of time and becoming drained afterwards. No, you need a king, you need somebody that's yoked, you need a real alpha man. Somebody that's gonna take care of me and nurture me the same way I'm gonna nurture them. I love that. I love caring to my man. I love taking care of my man. That just make me feel so good. But that's just how I grew up. So and yeah, that's why I don't sell them. That's why I go backtrack when the motherfucker fuck me over. You should knew what you had when you had it. Yeah, so it's just a process. Just a process, just a journey. Keep going. And no point in you wasting. You know, it's got to be a journey. Like I keep saying, it's got to be a mindset that you truly make, and you gotta really mean it. Cause I ain't never think I was gonna be celibate for 5 years, minus some two mistakes. But I ain't never think, hell nah, never. And how I got through it this far is because it's something spiritual. You know what I'm saying? I'm no longer working from my lower self. You feel me? I know I would get whooped. Shit that people can do, like how some people they can just be out yelling, fucking up on motherfuckers. It seems like don't nothing be happening to them and shit. Time I do one mistake, I fucks up my whole life. Hell no, I ain't trying to get. Man, that's when you know. That's when you know God got something in store for you. Like you can't move because you got an assignment upon your life. It's a difference when you chosen. You know what I'm saying? When you chosen and God chose you to do more, then just the alignment that I know. Once you know better, you do better. You can't go back to that mindset no more because you've grown too much, right? Then once it happened, trust me, it will all make sense. Sometimes I get in my feels like, will it ever happen? Because it's been so long. Oh my gooches. But I know it's for the greater good. I know as I'm speaking, it's happening now. I never let, even those situations, I ain't let that shit break me. Crazy as hell. We mad as hell. Cause they be thinking that for once with men that's broken, I came across just broken men too. You feel me? And because I'm such a nurturer, I'm so giving, I'm so sweet, they thought they'll be thinking I'm putting up on like a role or something. It's like, nah, this really me. Nah, I'm not fucking on nobody. Nah, I really just bump into you, you know. I haven't had sex in X amount of time. Yeah, so yeah, I'm really about this shit. Like, what is gonna be? So after a while, you catering and you being nice to a motherfucker, they automatically think like, this bitch up to something. Playing role too good. But to fuck this bitch over before she fuck over me. And that's dealing with unhealed men, right? So you have to find your yoke. You have to find somebody that's healed. And you're gonna naturally be aware of it. You know, after experiencing and have to just go, I ain't have to go through a lot. You know what I'm saying? But it was major. Even though, you know what I'm saying? But I never let that stop me. Like, oh, all men's is like that. No, I'm a little harder. You watch any of my videos, I say the same shit. I ain't never let no shit like that stop me. Every time I be loving on a motherfucker, I'm gonna talk about that shit. I know it gonna take a little time, and I know it's out there. Trust me. I'm so spiritually in tune. I know it's a me. I know if literally focusing on something or working towards something, eventually I'ma manifest it. Eventually I'ma come across it. Eventually I'ma run into it. Right? So why would I miss out an opportunity upon possibly my husband because I'm dealing with some shit? It wasn't, it ain't had shit to do with it. You know, people just mentally got to get their mentals up in order. It didn't have shit to do with a motherfucker not want you or a motherfucker not. None of that shit. You wasn't a good person or this about yourself. You just wasn't in alignment with these. It was just was an alignment thing. It wasn't who God chose for you. You feel me? That's what happened when you're trying to get low and you not moving up in the order that God wants you to move in spiritually. That's when you just doing for shit. Nothing godly about it. And if it's nothing godly about it, that's gonna be the outcome. Right? Ain't no blame game. It's just life lessons. Right? Now you value this person so much. Because you know it's rare to find a being like that. And do you think a nigga that's out here fucking and sucking up on anything deserve a bitch that's wholeheartedly faithful, a nurturer, a good woman? No. God not fit to allow that to happen, especially when you working and doing something spiritual what God wants you to do. No, God wants you to have the best. So even if that means that you have to wait until he consistently trying to position you to connect with this being, then so be it. But until then, you have to be still. And this person still gonna love me. You know, that's what I was worried about. But this person still gonna love me. Cause why else would God put me through it? Then I don't want to be having all these men around my fucking kids. Like, the only man that was around my kids last was my ex from 5 years ago. 5 years ago, and I was in a relationship, and I was fucking. I was with him for 8 years. That's the last man my kids ever met or was around. I don't date. I don't talk on the phone with men. I don't do none of that. And it's hard for people to believe that because I guess they just ain't used to no shit like that in these time and age. That shit seems so far off. Motherfuckers need to know thyself. That's why I'm not of the world. And I say it all the time. That's why I be by myself. So I don't want nothing poison me. I don't want nothing poison my mind. I don't want to deal with no lower vibrational beings. I want to stay fully in contact with the divine. Like, that's what got me. I don't listen to nothing that nobody else say. Now, God will send a motherfucker come up in your path, right? And give you a message when it's God sent. That's like confirmation. But just listen to a nonsense, man, get the fuck out of here. Like, someone that's not godly, not pure, stop it. Telling me I need to be doing this and that in order to get my husband. Stop it. I know what God told me. God told me to be still. So I'm being fucking still. Yeah, focus on you. Get yourself in order. Get your mind right. Get your businesses together. And period. Oh, and um if you all want to bring your own business, thinking about growing your own business up in any way, shape, form, or fashion, restaurants, if you're thinking about cutting out Grubhub and hire your own workers, especially with the inflation and us dealing with employee shortage, you could be a major key to your community and literally saving more money. Let's post it.
Welcome to Pretty in Tune Agency. We are here to help. Check out our online ordering system. Today we are living in a world where everything is switching and transferring to online. It's almost the new wave of handling business in this new way of living. We have also been facing a time where we are facing a pandemic and a lot of businesses took a huge loss during this time. We have already experienced and still experiencing social distancing. Many restaurants do not have We have already experienced and still experiencing social distancing. Many restaurants do not have an online ordering system with beautiful pictures where you can order your food and pay right then and there. Online ordering system also helps boost the traffic and sales on your site. As well as now being in charge of pickup and delivery, cutting out the middleman, saving a ton on fees, and now employing more employees, helping grow your business. We also know many studio and gyms had to close down due to the social distancing from the pandemic. So we have created a way where you can do online streaming ordering system, which you can set up membership and charge fees. As well as doing an online stream live right to your website site, keeping your business up and running. We also set up online stores ordering system, so get yours now.
Okay, y'all, so y'all want to rant, link. No, I should have put my description up in the my links up in the description. Okay, I'm gonna edit it and try to do it. But the link to is up on the video too. Some putting me as just a little shimmy. Okay, y'all. really, really want, really want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So now I'm gonna put up on a wig, but I don't know what wig. I'm gonna be back up on here to do a couple more videos. Of course, it's gonna be fucking cute. Okay, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in while a girl do her makeup. Y'all stay pretty and tuned. I love y'all. Sending y'all so much peace, love, and healing. Stay good out there.